Welcome to Life Her Podcast, the podcast that guides you from the 9 to 5 grind to the freedom of your own path. Discover how to conquer life's challenges while pursuing your passions with unwavering faith. Because being an entrepreneur is not easy. So let's get to it.
Hey everyone, I am Yvette Lloyd, host of Life Her Podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. And guess what, y'all? We are at season 5. I am so excited about this season, and it is just a breath of fresh air because I made it here. It is so hard to do podcasting and stay consistent and stay dedicated and stay in a course, especially the things that I've been through about the biggest losses that I have taken over the years, and I still kept going. But I named this podcast You Learn, You Grow because I have grown so much over the years of me podcasting, and this is due to my amazing guests of different people that I have communicated with over the years. They have helped me mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and just educating me on so many things that I had no clue about when it comes to just owning a business. And you think you have it all figured out, but you can never have it figured out when you continue to learn. And then once you learn, of course, you grow. And that's the process. And that's where I'm at today. And it really feels good to even just be here in this position as far as me just learning so much when it comes to running my business. I have been in a down phase when it comes to running my businesses for a while now. I had mentioned before one of my solo episodes how I no longer do my janitorial company that me and my husband had started together. And it has been a breath of fresh air to not even be doing that anymore. But at the same time, I had lacked a lot when it came to me running my daycare business, and I took many losses when it even came to that. But however, y'all, I have been going full force when it comes to my daycare. I have been getting so many things aligned when it comes to owning my daycare business. A lot of people just look at, oh yeah, I got a LLC, I got an S corp, I have an incorporation, and that's it. I have an EIN, and that's it. That is not it. And I even learned behind you even having certifications when it comes to you having that LLC or things of that nature, when it comes to being a Black business owner, and when it comes to you being a woman business owner. Having these certifications means so much when you walk into a bank. You hear me? When you're trying to get a loan and have leverage and capital, when you want to expand your business and when you want to update and upgrade a lot of things. I have been in my daycare business since 2008. I had started it with the state in 2012, and I have the same stuff that I've had in very good condition for a very long time. And I have bought little things here and there when it comes to me upgrading my daycare center from when I started until now. However, I have not done a full blown upgrade, when it comes to different things. And this is my season. This is my year where I'm going to be upgrading a lot of things when it comes to my daycare center. I'm upgrading even more when it comes to the playground setting, the learning setting, even with educating my kids even more. I was at a point where I was educating a lot of kids, preparing them for kindergarten, testing them before kindergarten, and making sure they know and learn the things that they need to know when they go into kindergarten. And I have the tools now. I've been taking so many classes. my schedule has been extremely busy when it comes to me taking classes. And I want you guys to know it is okay to educate yourself. It is okay to be educated by other people so that you can become a better version of yourself and a better version of being a business owner. And when it comes to me being a business owner and me being a first generation of my family of being that, it was very hard for me, very difficult. You run into having trust issues, you run into not being educated with having a proper accountant or having a great lawyer or having the proper insurance when it comes to different things when you running your business, or even if you running your business out of your home, you have to know what things to file and not file, and have aligned up when it comes to it. And I've been learning so many things when it comes to that. And one another thing I never really done is establish credit for myself when it comes to me running my business. I've been using my money out of pocket for many, many years. I was always afraid of credit because I dealt with identity theft or someone stealing my identity and taking from me. So I was like in fear of so many things, and I never realized how long it had me in a chokehold for me not to level up in my businesses, and I have gotten to a point where I'm like, look, this has to stop. I have to keep going and I have to keep moving when it comes to me running my business correctly and being able to see residual income coming in where I could reach my goal of becoming a multimillionaire, and that is my goal. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm praying that it'll happen this year with all of the things that I do have going on. I've been disciplining myself, but one of the things I want you to know when it comes to disciplining yourself and running your business correctly is that is having a spiritual connection with your higher power. Me personally, I believe in God. I have a personal relationship with Him, and He has gotten me through so many things. And from me educating myself and reading so many books and everything, a lot of multimillionaires and billionaires, they have a spiritual leader. They have someone where they go to as far as leading them and directing them and making them become a better version of themselves and letting them know that they have someone to have their back. And that spiritual leader for me is God. God has gotten me through so many things, and I appreciate Him so much. I answer to Him every morning. I surrendered to Him a very long time ago. However, the foundation and the relationship that I have been building with God has gotten even stronger, and I'm learning how to pray for things that brings me joy. And a lot of times people will pray for materialistic things when you need to pray for things to build you up. It could be things as far as your health. You have to build your health up. You have to build consistency when it comes to you educating yourself daily. You have to build things on how to keep your skin together, how to manage your money, or even pay your bills, and making sure your staff is cool, making sure your kids cool, making sure your family is cool, just making sure your foundation on the inside, which is your home, making sure your home is in place. A lot of times we can find ourselves helping everything outside of our home instead of what's within. And a lot of times that within comes to within ourselves. We may have things that we have um endured as a child that was stopping us for moving forward on a lot of things. If you have these problems and issues, you need to have time to write down things from when you were a child and all the way to your age now and create a timeline. A timeline is like simply amazing. You could do an age timeline on when things have occurred in your life at these ages. You could start from one. You can start from one. You probably won't remember nothing probably until you actually at 5 for real. Some people remember things younger than that. Some people don't. However, just start at that age and write down things that happened that made you happy and things that made you hurt, like feel sad. Write these things down and figure out ways to heal each step of your life when something has occurred and it affected you. You have to heal from these things, and not only heal from these things, you need to forgive. You need to forgive the people that has done something to you. You have to forgive yourself for even doing something or even having the thoughts or even just forgiving yourself overall, period, for even not being knowledgeable enough to even know if it was right or if it was wrong or whatever the case may be. However, you have to do that. And you also have to put your face in that Bible. It's always good to follow the words of wisdom and follow the scripture and understand what God is trying to tell you and what he's trying to show you. Or even when you're going through a moment in your life, you have to know which Bible verses or what chapter you should go to for you to find peace, for you to figure out how am I going to get through this? So these are things that I did, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be transparent. I haven't really been into the Bible too much since I was a kid, so I can't recite things from word for word, but I know I walk and I talk God every day. I just may sum it up a little bit. Just add my little flavor to it. However, when someone of God know what I'm saying, they could recite those words for me. But no, seriously, y'all, you have to understand reading the Bible is so important. And what I did was I ended up purchasing a woman's beginner Bible study. And it's the Bible is like so detailed. It tells you so much of what's going on in the chapter, in the verse, and it tells you who's who. It does everything, and it has been helping me so much. And I really enjoy it. I'm really blessed. I thank God every day, all day, for all of the things that He has done for me. And you can't get no better than that, because it's just so much that we go through in life and we never sit back and think about how much we've done. And I took that time out to actually see, like, man, Vet, you are amazing. You are amazing. I'm like, man, I have done so much of godly things, of helping him with his children, helping him with me building relationship with him, me communicating with him, me thanking him, just even waking up. And when it comes to things like that, a lot of times we think so far ahead in things, we don't appreciate the small things. The small things, mm, the small things matter so much to a point we don't appreciate it. And when God is giving you that, we unappreciate Him. And it's like a slap in the face. And it's like, man, like, how much more do you want me to do in your life for you to see that I'm here with you and for you? You know? And when it comes to this, of God letting us know these things. It's the fact that he took his time with us. He, him waking you up in the morning and gave you breath, man, that's enough itself. You know, after seeing what I've been through, of them not waking up the next day, cool one day, gone the next. Man, life change. It's life changing. It's life changing. And I found it being so changing to a point it created me to change. My mindset is so different to a point I can't even sit and talk to certain people because it doesn't register to them. They don't know because they haven't experienced enough yet. Even if they did experience something and you still being ungrateful and unappreciative of what has God done for you, child, please, you done lost your mind. Ain't no way. I can't do it. I can't. But once I gathered up my spiritual connection with God and building with him, spending time with him, communicating with him, praying with him, doing so much with him, I started to see a lot of changes in me. He started to show me different things that I always thought of, but I didn't pray for it. And then a lot of times when we pray for something, we always look for the change automatically and we want it to just come overnight. However, you got to realize you got to put in that work. You got to put in that work. If you don't put in that work, you ain't gonna see it. If you don't put in that work, you're not gonna appreciate it. You have to do that because when God gives you something, he could easily take it away from you at a blink of an eye. And you have to learn how to appreciate what he has done for you and to you over the years of your life because he's I'm telling you, he's giving you that breath. I'm telling you, you can't go wrong. You can't. And and when you set your mind to things, like the mind is so powerful to a point, whatever you thinking and whatever you put in your mind to something, you are bringing it to life. So when you bring something to life, you have to understand that it could either hurt you or help you grow. And you have to control what goes through your mind because you will start to make it become an actual thing. It could become something that's really happening in your life when it's something, an illusion that you really created for yourself. And what I've learned is how powerful the mind is and how you could really dictate what you could be blessed with in your life. And once I started shifting and changing my mindset from hurt and pain and grief, betrayal, um, just just feeling so depressed or suicidal thoughts and all of that, the more you keep pondering on these things, the more you say, I can't, I want, I won't. And it's hard for me to do. It's impossible. All the affirmations that sound so negative for you to elevate your life, and you continue to have these conversations, you continue to take in these conversations when someone is trying to tell you something positive otherwise, or other people that are trying to make you feel even worse. That's exactly how you're going to always feel. That's exactly how your life's going to go. That's exactly what you are going to attract. And that's exactly what you're going to get. And that's what you're going to get because you're going to continue it over and over again. But if you shift that into positivity, when things go wrong and you just you want to interrupt the storm already jacked up. The storm already got you feeling some kind of way, your emotions all over the place, and you juggling and everything. You already got the storm jacked up. But you making the storm even worse, that's a different story. You're not supposed to make it worse. When that storm comes, you're supposed to chill, open that word, read them Bible verses, pray to God, write down what's happening. Write down what you want to happen. Write down what you want to shift in whatever that's happening at that moment. A calm spirit will help you see and make you hear better and help you grow more. You always got to have that calm spirit, because the more you interrupt your spirit, the more you make yourself feel even worse. That's what you're going to get. But if you make yourself feel good and you be like, God, thank you for letting me experience this down moment, because you helped me see that it's something coming behind that. After every storm, it's a blessing. I'm not even gonna hold you with that, because I'm a walking testimony myself. Many storms that I've had, it created me of who I am today. Many things that transpired in myself, it could be financially, it could be spiritually, it could be emotionally, or even physically. All these four things is something that I experienced, and I was at my lowest in these past 5 years. I was at my lowest in every single four of them, all of them. Now my skin good, my health's good. I'm working out, I'm eating good. I'm prepping my meals, y'all. I'm drinking a lot of water. I'm making smoothies. I don't be wanting to eat out like that. I be cooking in the kitchen. You hear me? It's just me just doing that alone. It makes me feel good because I'm doing something for myself. You don't understand how good it feels for you to do something for you, because we are always doing for others. So I had to shift my feelings in the physical form, because if I wasn't physically right, I would not be sitting here talking to you today. And you got to realize that you have to be physically fit when it comes to you running a business, because you're not going to be able to sustain. You won't be able to keep going. You going to run out of business. And I ain't talking about your business that you're running. Your business going to be running you, and you going to be out of business yourself. You and you don't want to do that. And that's where I was on my way to. I was running out of business. I was getting repoed. I was in negative. You know, that's where I was at. When it comes to physically, and now I could just get up in the morning, feel good, feel great, get my day ready. Kids start coming in for daycare. I could take all these classes throughout the day. I'm getting mentored in every direction possible. I'm getting mentored financially, mentally, physically, emotionally, everywhere in every area. I am being mentored by some amazing people that have been on Life Her podcast. And it took away my introvert season. You hear me? I was a terrible introvert. I met people, I was not connecting with them when they wanted to connect, you know? And then emotionally, I had to strengthen myself. I had to emotionally, that's when you go to grief counseling, and grief doesn't even matter just as far as you losing someone, but you could lose a business, you could grieve losing yourself. You gotta get you together all the time. So I covered with y'all physically, emotionally, and spiritually, you know, and emotionally. I'm telling you, these are the main four factors for you to be able to elevate and be great. You have to be healthy in all areas. You have to. That's the only way you gonna live longer. That's the only way your business is gonna be ran right. You can't look at somebody on one side and be like how they getting blessed. You need to look at your blessings first. And you never know what's going on in that person's life. A person may look good, but once you open them up, they ain't doing too good. You might be doing better than them. You may be looking at their situation and be like, dang, let me shut up. I guess I am doing all right. You know? You gotta sometimes we count other people's blessings when we are really taking away ours from counting theirs. And you can't do that because you don't know what they've been through to get what they received. You don't even know if they're receiving it the right way. You don't even know what they've done to receive it. You know? Just stay in your lane. Do you. Those are the two main things my mom been putting in me since I was a kid. And if you a true Life Her podcaster, you know this. You definitely know this. And it just, y'all, I feel good. I really do. I feel like this is my season of elevation, my season of blessings, my season of receiving, my season of surrendering even more to God, my season of saying thank you, God, every day, all day before I go to bed. It's just that season. And I want you to look at it for yourself too. I feel good because I'm finally free from my alter ego. Um I don't know who that alter ego is. I'm still trying to figure that out, but I ain't gonna figure it out too much to drive myself crazy. I know that. But I just know one thing, I'm stepping into an era where I say thank you, God, and I receive and I surrender because the things he had for me is unexplainable, unexpected, and I'm going to love every moment of it because I already am. Like right now, it is only day 7 in 2025, and I have accomplished so much already in the 7 days of January that I could only imagine what a month gonna do, you know? And it feels good because I knew I could get to this point, but actually being at this point, it actually feels good. And witnessing myself at this point, it actually feels good. And I just don't want it any other way. I can't. But I really want y'all to know that it is so important to take care of yourself. You have to take care of yourself. You have to take care of your business. You have to build wealth. You have to understand wealth. Like you don't have to fit in with everybody else. You don't you don't got to do all of that. You don't got to have the fancy cars or nothing like that. You don't have to flex on social media to make yourself feel good. The only just do things that make you feel good in a positive way to continue to receive your blessings and for everyone that actually follows you or admires you or whatever, just always let them know it's okay to be normal. Like it's really okay to be normal. And it can be hard sometimes, but when that time come of you just being you, that's what you continue to do. You don't need to please nobody but you and the Lord. I'm telling you, God is pleased with you. You just make sure he continue to be pleased with you. And I really want to appreciate everyone for continuing to listen to Life Her podcast. I really, really want y'all to subscribe my YouTube channel. I'm trying to grow it. I'm trying to have just people all over just hearing some authentic words. Even through a lot of the individuals that I will be interviewing on my podcast show. Already I did 2 episodes this year. And these 2 women, y'all, they are shaking and moving. Like, one is in Cali, and she is doing she's building a development right now. She has a winery. She was a lieutenant in Compton. Like, she was just doing some amazing things. She's a business owner of a restaurant food chain. She does a lot. And just even having a conversation with her, I felt motivated. And then even the interviews that I have that I another interview that I recently did, she is like one amazing real estate broker. The jewels that she had dropped on that episode was just breathtaking. And y'all know I'm coming through with the questions, because a lot of times I like putting myself in y'all shoes, and I be wanting to ask certain questions that I don't really be hearing that people be asking, because sometimes we can ask questions that's so far fetched when people was still at the beginning process. Let me hear the beginning. I want to hear the beginning so I could get to the end. So I just make sure I do just that. But I really appreciate you guys. Please subscribe Life Heard Podcast on YouTube and listen to Life Heard Podcast on audio on all the major platforms. I really appreciate you all so much. I know I keep saying it, but you don't understand. This is season 5, y'all. Season 5. I made it. I made it. Like, it feels so good. And now in this season, we about to run it up. We about to run it up. We about to get these downloads increased. Make sure you share these podcast episodes with people. Help a friend. Give them the jewels and the gems so they can learn how to elevate too. You can't just be having everything. But thank you y'all so much, and have a blessed evening.
Welcome to Life Her Podcast, the podcast that guides you from the 9 to 5 grind to the freedom of your own path. Discover how to conquer life's challenges while pursuing your passions with unwavering faith. Because being an entrepreneur is not easy. So let's get to it.